Welcome, Cancer. This is your monthly focus for July 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you for all the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. Truly, thank you so much. Right back at you. Wow. So now, this morning when I was doing my meditation, I came across in my thoughts a new way of doing the monthlies. So we're going to give it a try this month. So that you have a visual, I'm going to kind of try and explain the board here that I'm looking at. We start with, and I started calling them the sun cards because it makes sense the way I have it laid out, because the sun follows a path, okay, and it moves out of one sign and into another, and that's usually mid-month. So, of course, we would have two energies, one that's starting to fade, or we've handled the lessons, we've taken the wisdom from that part of our journey, and we are going into new experiences, new ways of doing things, new ways of approaching things, new areas of our life to address. So, and then of course I've got three layers of cards. So we have the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and then the end of the month. And for each one of those areas, I have a general card. For each one of those areas, I also have one for love, relationships, work, career, spirituality, and then health and well-being. And then, of course, we go out of the reading with our sun card. That's probably the last half of the month's energy and going into August. So, without further ado, let's get to your reading now. The overall energy that we are walking with right now is the Six of Pentacles. So this energy is really looking at how we give to the world, how we take from the world, if it is balanced, if there's more that we can do, if there's more that we feel that we need to receive, and how to go about doing that. It's about working relationships. It's about working what works for us. It's about, it's not necessarily our obligations or our responsibilities that we have on our plate, but rather the ones that bring value into our life, that are meaningful in our lives, that matter. And we're looking a little bit more at what we do and why we do it. And also our relationships between people, different situations, and if we truly get value out of it, and if we are putting value into it. Now, in saying that, let's see here. Transformation. We do have a transformation card, and it is in our spirituality, and it is the last card, the Wheel of Fortune. And we have two aces. We have one for the beginning energy, the first week of general, and then we also have one in our health and well-being for the first week. Negative cards. Well, we've got a couple, actually. We've got one in our spirituality, and another we have that we need to address in our health and well-being towards the end of the month. So let's start with the overall energy. We start with the Ace of Wands. So the very first week, or the beginning of July, okay, the energy that we're walking into with, it's about balance. It's our thoughts and it's balance, and bringing in balance into our lives. It could be through work, career, love, stature in the community, or spirituality, or health and well-being. But it's looking at new ways of doing things, new ways of approaching things, tweaking our lives in certain ways in order to feel the balance, in order to bring in the balance. We could also be feeling the balance very strongly here. But this is more of an awareness of what needs to be in place in order for the balance to be in our lives on a regular basis. So it could be looking at our work and career and changing that up. It could be looking at love, relationships, what we give, what we take. So it's very much the overall energy is, a lot of it is in definitely the first part of the month for us. Looking at the balance, understanding what needs to be in order for there to be a balance in different parts of our life. For the second week, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is where we're feeling a little bit more energy, a little bit more vitality. This is where we had some slow going, in the not too recent past. But, you know, I was kind of seeing this as when we're going through the forest, the dense forest, the thick forest, we have to go slowly. We can't even get into a trot most times because there's fallen branches and fallen trees and growth of trees and overgrown. There's rocks in the way. There's a lot of things that we have to work around, that we have to meander, that we have to look a little bit forward and say, okay, what's the best way forward? And so it slows us down, our action, our energy. And here in the second week, we are feeling alive, we're feeling the vitality, we're feeling like we can succeed, that we can champion a cause. We can break out into that meadow in a full run, not just a trot. We have our sword held raised high, yelling charge. So a lot of the balance and energy, we're thinking that through at the very beginning of the month, but as the month starts to roll out for us, we feel the self-confidence. We feel that we're doing the right things. We feel like we're putting our energy in the right places, or we know exactly how to do it, and the fear drops on going forward in the direction we want. And it's probably, fear usually dissipates, because fear is something that we can grow in our minds. That's why one person is afraid of heights and another person is not. It's what we allow our minds to conjure up, to cement to, that bring out fear. And if we use the energy correctly between the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, we can lessen the fear. We can dissipate the fear. We know that we've got this. We know that we can accomplish. We know that we can go forward. Now, towards the end of the month, the energy kind of flips back a little bit because we have the Hangman. So we might be reviewing the progress we made this month and this month alone. We might need a little bit more time for rest, rushing out into that meadow. We might have dissipated some of our energy. We may need time to recharge. So don't feel bad if you need to pull out, to meditate, to pray, to tap into your own thoughts, taking walks through nature, bringing in the balance. And it's bringing in the balance through our thoughts, mainly through our thoughts. We're not trapped here. We're very much at peace here, taking the time out as needed to contemplate the next steps forward. Now, for love, we start with the Two of Swords. So there is definitely decisions that we are making, or a decision that we have to make. And at the beginning of the month, this decision needs to be made through our intuition, how it makes us feel, through our higher wisdom, rather than what we can see, rather than what we are hearing. When it comes to love, we have to be true to ourselves. We can't be lying to ourselves and then expect the right outcome. So this could be being bluntly truthful to ourselves about what the relationship is all about, where it really does need the work, where we need to put the energy, or where we need to pull the energy back. As we get to the middle of the month, we have the Five of Cups. So I think that, you know, we make decisions at the beginning of the month. We could be feeling remorse or sadness, or we could be having a pity party for ourselves, or we could have said something that we feel like, oh, we shouldn't have gone that route. It was the wrong way. It messed things up. It can't be fixed. It can't be repaired. There's no building a bridge now, and there is building a bridge now. But we have to change our mindset. We have to believe in ourselves that we made the right decisions going forward, especially if you use the energy correctly. You've made the right decision. You may want to second guess yourself at this point, but chances are it was true for you. All you need to do is start looking at the positive that it is going to create in your life going forward. So maybe you did have a heated argument over something that you needed out of the relationship, and you feel really bad because you're still not talking to each other. By understanding that, by getting that issue out in the open, you can now build from it. You can now grow from it. There can be new understandings coming in. Look at the positive of what you were doing, of what you did, of what you said, of the actions you took charge of, you embraced, you took ownership of. And turn yourself away from the negative, because as we go into the final week, The final part of the month, we have the Hierophant for love. And this is feeling the balance. This is knowing that our decisions were right. This is where everything comes around full circle. It works out. It plays out. We understand the path forward. Meditation and prayer. I mean, it's right next to, the third week is probably a lot to do with meditation and prayer, and it probably has a lot to do with tapping into our own thoughts, feeling grounded, and mainly when it comes to love, relationships, best friends, people within the community. That we feel more of a balance. We feel more of a connection to our higher self, of what we are worthy of what we are deserving of. You understand now that maybe certain issues needed to get out. Now, if you're looking for new love, well, first of all, you got to decide to do it. Maybe you need to get out there and socialize a little bit more. Maybe you need to accept that invitation from your friends for a night out. Maybe you need to forgive yourself from something of the past, or to let go of the blame or some sort of denial that's holding you back because it's something that happened in a past relationship. And so you feel maybe like you are unworthy or undeserving. Maybe your time schedule doesn't really allow for somebody to come in, and that's the decision you need to make about clearing some room in your life for somebody to actually have a relationship with you. Mid-month, we could be feeling more negative than positive about what we have to offer a relationship, what we can bring into a relationship. And so when we lower our vibration, those people, they could be standing right next to us, but we're not going to be making that connection. Until we turn to the positive, until we see our value, until we see our worth. That's when the sparks start to fly. And then with the Hierophant at the end, that's probably the most potential time to enter a new relationship, because that's our spiritual well-being in play. That's our vibration raising. That's our understanding that we are deserving, that we can go forward. That we were put here for love. For work, career, money, finances, we start with the star, so that's very powerful. Peanut's right under the desk, so every time he stretches, the whole desk gives a little wobble. So that's what the wobble is. I apologize. But for some reason, he's got to be right at my feet these days, don't you? Okay, so we have the star card for work, career, finances, and the star at the top symbolizes what we want to create, what we want to manifest, what we want to walk into. And we are down at the bottom, and we are reaching out to it, which means we can see the path forward now. We can see what we want, what we desire. Is it tangible? Is it something we can do? Is it something we can work for? We see the path forward now. We understand the risk, the gain, what we have to do, what we might have to sacrifice, where we might need to switch lanes, where we have to create something, where we have to work harder. That's all the realizations that come in, the new things that we need to do in order to accomplish, in order to go after what we want in life. Middle of the month, we have Temperance, which is the balance card. So this is a balance, I think, that starts to come in. The waters are flowing. Our thoughts are flowing. We are getting creative. We are starting to understand exactly what we need to do in order to feel the balance, or we are starting to feel the balance and we start to build on that confidence level. As we go towards the end of the month, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So what are you cultivating? What are you creating? This card can often symbolize that you are very close to a harvest. So it may be that you have been putting a lot of energy already into work, career, finances, doing things, because this is the crop ripening now. Now we have to wait. We have done the weeding. We have done the planting and the sowing. We have allowed the rainstorms to come in. We have allowed the sunlight to come in, and the joys and the happiness and the giggles. So now it's a waiting game to see what develops out of it, what grows out of it, what potential it now has. So also, what are we cultivating? Are we really putting our energy towards what we want to create, what we want to manifest? Who we are becoming when it comes to work and career? How is our money growing for us? How do we spend our money? Are we getting value back for money spent? Are our investments wise? Should we switch things up? I mean, this is a good time to look at the budget and make sure it's strong. And what are you cultivating? What are you doing today to step into those new opportunities, those tangible opportunities that you saw at the beginning of the month? Now, what are your actions? What are your words? What is the energy that you're putting behind those wants and needs in order to obtain, in order to go forward, in order to get what you want? For spirituality, we have the Queen of Pentacles as our very first card. So there is the security. Your thinking is very strong right now. You are probably thinking of new avenues to go into or strengthening something that you already have in your possession when it comes to spirituality. Maybe you are already intuitively strong and now you are working at making it stronger. Maybe you always dabbled in tarot cards, but now you're getting a passion about it. Maybe it's astrology. Maybe it's reading tea leaves or palmistry. What is it that draws you? Maybe it's just more prayer time. Maybe it is making your own meditation. I think I said in one, I listen quite often to my new moon affirmations. And this is funny that this is the first card. Maybe this is the week where you make a new moon affirmation video for yourself or a tape recording of your voice so that you can play it. It doesn't have to be long, 5 minutes. Okay, go back and watch mine. I put it out several months ago now, but it's the same. It's the same for new moon energy. And listen to yourself, telling yourself that you are worthy, that you are great, that you are wonderful, that you are amazing, that you walk into new beginnings, that you create your destiny, that you are empowered, that you've got this. And if you don't know any other way of doing it, then upload it to YouTube and just make it private so only you can view it. And listen to it. Listen to your own words. I was listening a couple of days ago to mine. And so it's even more powerful when it's your own voice. Okay, so a lot of times when you are listening to any type of meditation out there or affirmations, you should be repeating it so you hear yourself saying these things about you. Okay, to buy into the belief of who you are truly, the unique individual you truly already are. But sometimes our subconscious works against us because of our path. We don't believe certain things anymore. We don't think we're worthy, or we don't think we're unique. We don't think that we should have the abundance in our life, or the love in our life, or the people in our life because of a past thought. And so it erases those past thoughts and gives you new inspiration, new hope, new designs for the future. Middle of the month, we have the Three of Swords. Now, I think the spirituality can be a great healing for you with this card where it's at. You're holding some kind of pain, suffering, disappointment. Maybe you're beating yourself up over a past relationship and what happened in it. Maybe you're holding a grudge against somebody else, which is holding back your energy as well. But this is, I think, healing. The first thing I saw was somebody laying there, rejuvenating themselves, the sky breaking open and the sun coming through. So it's a beautiful time to meditate, to pray, to allow your thoughts to drift to past relationships, past actions, past, what you did. Maybe it was work related. Maybe it was community related. Maybe it was family related. Maybe you got into a type of spirituality that wasn't healthy. And you're seeing now that you had to be led there in order for you to see the light, in order for you to understand the goodness of your spirituality. So this is a healing card, I think, in this sense, more so than it is pain and suffering. You might feel that pain, you may feel that suffering, but it's only there to show you what you are going to dissipate, what you are going to walk away from, where you're going to forgive yourself. And then towards the end of the month, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is definitely closing doors and new doors opening. So it could be very much that you are growing actually in your own thoughts of spirituality. Or your spirituality opens you up to what doors do really need to be closed in your life in order for you to go forward. Okay, so your messages could be coming in, giving you that clarity, giving you that understanding of what doors really need to close in your life through your spirituality, through your prayers, through your meditations, understanding the new doors that lie in wait for you. So definitely new moon affirmation is definitely something that you want to do. Write it down, do a mission statement for yourself that you read every morning. Do just a couple of affirmations in the morning. Make your own video and listen to it and watch it. Record your own voice to allow you to open up that new door for yourself in where you are going and what you are creating and what you are doing. Your spirituality, your connection to spirituality, and how you use your spirituality could be such a driving force in how you enter new paths going forward. For health, well-being, well, we have the Ace of Pentacles as our very first card. Now, this often can be represented as some kind of gift coming in order to raise your awareness or step you into well-being, health. It could be something that you come across on the internet that allows you a new treatment program. It could be a new workout program or a new gymnasium opening up and giving you a month free membership, or it's those little helping hands. Maybe somebody has a treadmill that they no longer want or use and are willing to give it to you for a fraction of the price or as a gift in order to you to start your new routine, your new workout program. Very often, this could be a conversation that you overhear on eating nutritiously and different ways that you can incorporate it into a busy life. So expect new beginnings to come out of a gift or an aha moment or something you overhear or something you see. Many times it comes as an actual gift. Maybe you'll win the lottery and you can make your own workout gymnasium in your new house. I don't know. But it happens here for you in one way or another. Something moves you forward to health, well-being, vitality. Middle of the month is the Knight of Wands. And this is very much about going into the past. Now, this could be an old ailment flaring up again for you. Something that you recognize right off the get-go. This could be seeing how you were once a lot healthier and the things that you've kind of fallen away from and how you need to get back on track. So we're looking at what we did prior to today and looking at the new improved us walking forward here because of our past lessons, because of the wisdom we gained, because of what we once did or what we didn't do. It matters, it counts. And so you might get reminiscent of a time that you used to go to the gym 3 times a week. And you used to hang around with this crowd of people and you were all like buff and working out and you kind of fell away from that. Or maybe it was just going to the beach for a swim every day that you used to do, or a jog. Maybe you had a strict bedtime for yourself at one time and you kind of veered away from that. You find yourself depleted of energy even when you open up your eyes in the morning because you're not getting enough sleep at night. And seeing how you have to start setting that alarm clock to go to bed rather than when you are waking up in the morning. And it's changing patterns in order to increase your vitality, increase your strength. Now we also have the Seven of Swords as the end of the month. And this is really, I kind of thought it was going to be a negative card, but I'm not getting negative. I think you start to make decisions going forward and you leave behind a bad habit. You make a new declaration to yourself of where you are going, how you are going to be healthy, what you are going to start doing, whether it's a workout routine or maybe it's a treatment program. Maybe it's just a way of reorganizing your routine so you're getting more sleep or eating healthy or eating 3 meals a day. But you are looking at what is important to take with you on your path and what definitely should be left in the past. So usually it's a bad habit or something that weighs us down, and we're ready to walk away from it now. For our sun card, middle of the month to the end of the month, going into next month, we have the Seven of Wands. So this is where you make that statement, that loud statement. This could be where you can really tell people where you want to go, what you want to do, who you want to become. Okay, this is really you making a bold statement, and probably to other people at some point, because it is an energy that goes a month long. There are going to be times that you're going to look yourself in the mirror and say it's going to be this way now going forward, but there is also where you are telling other people. So if it's health and well-being, okay, it's very easy. Even if you only want to change, say you want to lose 5 pounds or you want to gain 5 pounds, and it's so easy to cheat when nobody else knows that you want to lose those 5 pounds. Or everybody at work has a Fitbit. So now where you thought, I'm just going to lay on the couch this afternoon and do nothing, you might think, maybe I'll go for a jog. Maybe I'll go for a walk. You know, you have a little bit of an obligation because other people are watching. Other people are monitoring you. You know the word I'm looking for. Not ownership, but it's close to ownership, but taking ownership of your actions, making the declaration, and then allowing other people maybe to help you reach your goals, your desires, your dreams, are making that statement so that they understand where you are going and you need their help. You need their support. You need their love. You need their understanding. But this is where you get very strong and very passionate about where you want to go, what you want to create, who you want to become, and standing proudly and saying it, making that declaration, and knowing that you deserve it. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.